enjoy, and play with your food.
I'm Kevin Harnan along with Tim Laird. And Kevin, it's time to get cooking on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
This time, we have something special for you, a dynamic duo of chefs.
I say play with your food.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a father-daughter team who's sharing secrets to getting young chefs cooking at home.
Let's do something that's fun, that's creative, that gets the kids involved, and it's really easy.
And I'm taking a trip back in time to Shaker Village in Harrodsburg, where they're infusing Kentucky history into comfort food.
Finish off that flavor on there.
It's all right now on a special edition of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
I'm Kevin Harnan, glad to be with you again, revealing more secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
We'll take our trip back in time to Shaker Village coming up. But first, some secrets to getting your kids involved in the kitchen. For that, we've enlisted Chef Patrick Roney, who's headed up the kitchens at several top Kentucky restaurants like the Silbach Hotel, Harvest, and Ashbourne Farm, and now he's the executive chef of the Monogram Experience Center in Louisville. And today, his sous chef is his 8-year-old daughter, Hazel. Together, they're sharing secrets that you can use with your kids in your own kitchen. Patrick, what do you have for us up first?
We are making mac and cheese ravioli. Raviolis are so much fun, and all the kids are into these surprise things these days. Like every parent out there knows that there's like 10 different wrappers you got to take off. So ravioli is a perfect little package like that we can do to get your kids involved, and it's really easy. I made a mixture. I just took a rotisserie chicken, picked it, a little steamed broccoli, threw it in the Cuisinart or your food processor, and a little bit of shredded cheddar, and I just pulsed it until it came together. And so that is our filling. We have a sheet of pasta. So we are fortunate enough to have a really amazing place in town called Lots of Pasta. And you can buy sheets like this, they're in the freezer section, and bring them home. You want to keep a moist towel over top of it so it stays nice and pliable. What we're going to do is now Hazel's turn.
What we're going to do is we're going to take our egg mixture and we're going to spread it only halfway through, because if you do it the whole way, it won't be able to stick.
Correct. And so that egg wash is 1 egg to equal part water. And we just whisk that up really good. And so we've got half of that sheet with that mixture. And think of that as glue. So like you're putting glue on half your paper. If you put glue on both sides, it just gets real squishy, right? So we want it on one side. And then I'm going to take my little ice cream scoop, and we're going to put a little bit of filling in there. I'm going to take a pinch off because that's a little big for her. Another little scoop right here. And we're just going to do 2 of those, so it gives you plenty of room to work with that pasta.
The second step is to fold it over, but make sure you don't close it, because if you close it, you can't get the air bubbles out.
Correct. That's a really good tip. Then I'm going to help out, and I'm just going to press that down a little bit to get her started, and then now tell them what's the next step.
You have to get all the air bubbles out, or else it will float.
Right, so we use a 2-finger method. And so if you can see her pushing that down, it's really easy. And so you're just pushing right down around that filling, and you're pushing those air bubbles out. And see how she's cupping it? That really helps to push that air out, and that's also creating that pasta to stick to that glue or egg wash that was underneath. And then we have a cutter. So this is just like a cookie cutter. And I just looked for the right size. I want enough of that border so that I have some pasta and I have some area for that glue to stick. And so Hazel's going to cut that out. What's the secret here?
It uses a lot of muscle.
A lot of muscle. And then what's the next secret?
You got to shake it.
So do a little twist and just make sure it's cutting through. And I think that's good. Let's check it. Look, that's perfect. And so we have here, hold that up. We have an amazing little pasta shape right like that. And parents, if you want to jump in and just pinch those edges and give it a little extra squeeze to make sure it's holding tight. And I go all the way around And if you're doing a party or you want to have family over and show off what the kids have done, you can make these and throw them in the freezer for a couple of days or a week or so. And they'll hold up nicely as long as you put them flat onto a sheet tray and add a little bit of flour onto that. You want boiling water. You can have a little salt in there if you want. If you don't want salt, don't put it in. It doesn't really help. It just seasons the pasta a little bit. So I gently lay those in 3 minutes. Set your timer for 3 minutes. And then you want to have a receptacle ready to go when you're going to pull them out. So we've got 2 sauces here, green and orange. So green ranch, orange ranch. Really simple. If we get the ranch dressing, the one that's a little bit firmer, and we put that in your food processor and add a little ketchup to it, boom, you've got orange ranch. If you add a little pesto to it, you've got green ranch. And everybody, I haven't met a kid that doesn't love ranch. And I think it's going to go really good with our ravioli. So Hazel, do you want to decorate a bowl? You can draw a face, you can draw whatever you like, but have fun with it. And this is one time you want to stay in the lines, so that means inside the bowl.
I almost went out of the lines.
So have fun with it. Get as much or as little sauce in there as you want. And we're going to go ahead and pull our raviolis. And you'll know they're done when they float. We're going to take this ravioli and put it in here. And I just lay it in there. And this one is going to go in here. And then we're not done yet. We've got this beautiful cheese sauce, and it's a real secret to make it. The secret is Velveeta, right? Everybody loves Velveeta. It works really well. It melts really well. So I just heated a little bit of milk up and then added Velveeta into it and whisked it, and it came right together. So I'm going to take this Velveeta sauce and just put a little spoonful right over the top. Are we done yet, Hazel?
No.
We're not done yet. We are absolutely not done yet. When you go to a fancy restaurant, like an Italian restaurant, they always put something crunchy on top of the pasta. So we're going to do that, but we're going to use Cheetos. And secret tip, don't crush your Cheetos without opening the bag first because they explode everywhere. Believe me, I know this. So we're just going to give them a little pound. That's perfect. And then we have a nice little powder in there, and we're going to sprinkle a little bit right over the top. Go ahead and sprinkle those over the top. And so that is our rethought macaroni and cheese. What do you guys think? Is that a good looking mac and cheese? High five.
Now that looks fun and tasty. Thanks, Patrick. We'll check with you and Hazel again coming up for a sweet treat that anyone can make at home. And next, Tim Laird takes us to Shaker Village for comfort food that's full of Kentucky tradition.
We're back with more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs coming up.
Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is a presentation of the Kentucky Beef Council. Beef is still what's for dinner. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Welcome to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Tim Laird, this time at Shaker Village of Pleasant Hill in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Wintertime at Shaker Village is both scenic and cozy, especially when you walk through here, which is known as Winter Kitchen.
Winter Kitchen is in the cellar of the West family dwelling here at Shaker Village. It's centuries old, and it surrounds you with all the warmth and charm of the past. Thick limestone walls and a crackling fire create the perfect atmosphere for comfort and comfort food.
All right, I'm with Drew, who's head of the culinary team here at Shaker Village. Drew, how are you?
My pleasure, sir.
And I understand you're going to show us the secrets to some gourmet comfort food. Not just comfort food, but gourmet comfort food.
We do what we can. Yes, sir, we are today.
What are we going to start with?
Well, we're going to start with one of our appetizers off our dinner menu for the winter kitchen. It is a Johnny cake. That's a traditional southern dish, and we're doing it with shallots and country ham today.
Ooh, that
So it
sounds
should
great.
be quite delicious. I've already got my pans nice and hot, and we're going to start with some Johnny cakes.
You already have a little oil in the pan?
I do. I've already started with that. Yep.
And you told me this Johnny cake mixture is really easy to make, and it's just a few
It is.
ingredients?
Simple ingredients.
Cornmeal?
It's self-rising cornmeal. You got to have that.
Okay.
And we do it with a little butter,
That's always a good comfort.
yep, some milk,
A little milk,
sage, an egg, salt and pepper.
and that's all there is to it.
That's all there is to
Wow.
it. Yep.
Speaking of comfort, more butter.
More butter. Yes,
I love that.
Start with the shallots.
Okay.
Put a little country ham in there.
Gotta have the country ham all
Yep.
getting
Got to
in
make
there
sure
in
your
the butter.
fire. Got to make sure your fire's not too hot.
You don't want to burn the butter, but you
No,
want to get it all
keep it
melted.
going. Yes, sir. We're going to let that cook for just a couple of seconds, and let those flavors all blend together.
You're almost ready to flip the Johnny cake?
Oh, they are.
Look
They're
at
right
that.
off.
Perfectly done. Drew, I can see why you're the head of the culinary team here. Look at that. That is perfect. I mean, even though you got this other pan going, you're dead on. Look at that.
Yep, we try to do them all to order. Obviously, you can't do this stuff ahead of time,
Right.
Because it's not going to be decent. Now we're going to deglaze with just a little white wine in here.
Okay. Add a little more flavor into it.
Exactly
That's gonna cook
right.
down A little bit.
Yep.
Pick up all those wonderful country ham pieces on the bottom of the pan.
And lastly, we're going to add just a little bit of the sage into that thing, just for that. Finish off that flavor on there. And these all should come together at the same time, so we're just maybe a couple seconds away.
A couple seconds away, and we're going to plate it up.
Yep, we're going to plate it up and see how they taste today. Yes, sir.
It sure smells great. I'll tell you that. What, Drew? This is unbelievable. Wow.
I think we're about on these Johnny cakes. We ought to be just about perfect on those. I'm going to spread those out on the plate. Now we're just going to put that right on the
Look
top
at
of
that.
it.
That looks
And we
absolutely
should be in
fabulous.
good shape.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Drew, that looks absolutely fabulous. Do you mind if I take a taste?
Of course not.
This
Please,
looks absolutely
please enjoy.
incredible. Wow. I love that. A lot of flavors. I mean, a few ingredients, but big flavors. That is awesome, Drew.
Simple stuff. It's my
Gourmet
pleasure.
comfort like you've never had it.
Thank you.
We have more secrets of Bluegrass chefs to come. Next, we'll check in again with our father-daughter team of chefs for the secrets to a sweet treat that anyone can make at home.
I really love honey as a good alternative to sugar, and everybody has heard the term milk and honey. It's really an amazing combination.
Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is brought to you in part by Hessig and Pohl Injury Lawyers, 502-777-1111.
I'm Kevin Harnett, glad to be with you again, revealing more secrets of Bluegrass chefs.
We've been doing something special this time, sharing secrets about how to get your kids involved in the kitchen. And for that, we've turned to Monogram Experience chef Patrick Roney and his 8-year-old daughter Hazel. Let's see what they have for us now. Patrick?
We're going to make a really fun dish. This one's really easy. It's called fairy bread. I learned it from some friends in Australia. In Australia, it's a piece of toast that's rubbed with butter, a little bit of sugar, and then they call them hundreds of thousands. We call them rainbow sprinkles. So what we're going to do today is use local bread with artisanal wheat. It's really delicious. So for the kids, I used a brioche loaf. So this has a little bit more butter and egg to it. So it's a little bit more kind of a dessert feel on that bite. I'm also using this ancient grain sourdough that James Bridges makes at Grain-Right. And I tell you, I think he's making some of the best bread in the city. Logan Street Market, check him out. Very simply, instead of butter, I'm going to use mascarpone cheese. Has anybody ever heard of mascarpone cheese? That's like an Italian cream cheese. We take that, we add a little bit of honey to it, and we just whip it really good. And it's as easy as taking a scoop of this. I got this scoop at the Dine Company from my good friends over at the Dine Company. They always take good care of me. Hazel loves going in there because everything's so colorful, and there's all kinds of good cooked stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to just spread that around that bread. We've got that offset spatula from Dine Company, and we get it as thin or as thick as you like. I think that's pretty good what you got there, Hazel. Why don't you do the final touch? And the great thing about these sprinkles is they're kind of like glitter. They get everywhere. So you'll find them for the next week around your house. And so as many or as little as you'd like on there. And sometimes I like to do it from, I call it like snow. I come from up high a little bit and they just kind of sprinkle wherever and they bounce around. It's lots of fun. Hazel, what's the next step in this?
Next step is to eat it.
Yeah. Why don't you give that a try? That is 10 thumbs up she just gave right there. I don't know if anybody caught that. That means 10 thumbs.
These are really good.
I really love honey as a good alternative to sugar, and everybody has heard the term milk and honey. It's really an amazing combination. And there you have it. It's fairy bread all the way from Australia, but we're doing a Kentucky style. What do you think of that? That's a really easy dessert, right?
A big thanks to Chef Patrick and his sous chef Hazel for sharing a lot of good secrets that hopefully you'll be able to use at home with your family. For Tim Laird, I'm Kevin Harnett. We'll see you next time on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is a presentation of the Kentucky Beef Council. Beef is still what's for dinner. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.